Hi, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here. Let's go. I'm going to start in the digital journal today, mix it up a bit for you, and it's for the month of September. These are my reflections on my tarot journals, both digital and analog, and also is analog, is that thing? Is that what I call handwritten journal? My diary, my Flickering Moon Cauldron diary, and the decks that I got up to practices maybe that I had, and if I can, I'll try and snip in some footage from my week off that I had, just to show you some of the scenery and things from around the area that we travelled, because I just realised how pretty it was whilst taking it in for that specific purpose, and also realising that maybe not everywhere else looks like that. Yeah, so that, and I'll tell you a little bit about my days off and things, travel updates and life, but let's jump straight in. So last month I said I was definitely feeling gothy, moody vibes, and I started out creating September in August actually, and you can see very much the feel here, very vampire-esque feels. I finished the Father of Lies trilogy, books 2 and 3. Now, I'm not a big lover of horror books and films, certainly not ones that psychologically affect me. And I will say that what went on in those books was quite psychological, if those are your triggers. I couldn't possibly have read those books. I do have them on Kindle for reading, but I couldn't. But luckily on the audiobook, somebody else narrating it, it was less in your head. Does that make sense? And I didn't have visual cues to give me other than the ones that developed in my head when the story got a bit too graphic in its detail. So it didn't build its own life and world in my head like a normal book might if you were reading. So it made the listening experience palatable, but it was quite gruesome. The books were gruesome by the time you got to the end of book 3, and you do need to listen to all 3 of them to appreciate the whole story. But what's interwoven into that with the occult, the magic, the protection, the mediumship, psychic attacks, being indoctrined into things, nature versus nurture, the world around that controls, and just how politically manipulative that can be. People in power living in these corrupt worlds and then being put into jobs and positions to control people's lives still, in order to continue to abuse them through the main part of this storyline. And I will leave it there without giving out too much more of it away. But I do recommend that. It is definitely an intense set of books. I can see why. I'm going to do it again. Spirit of Avalon enjoys them, but I couldn't sit down and read them. She reads them. I couldn't read them, and she showed a picture of book 3. Yeah, if that was the cover image for book 3, I wouldn't have been picking it up. I would have been walking miles away from the shelf. YouTube. So I spoke about it at the end of October. It was the month for Know Thy Hand with Miss Kulala's Mystical Musings. I have filmed a video in depth about that, and if I remember, I will link it down below. If not, you can just scroll through my channel. It's basically the last video I did before this one comes out, and you can have a look at that. And that talks about all the things that we did working through her 4 videos of explanation and worksheets. Now I've written here a tag that bit me. I'm sorry, Orshi, you were in here, you were meant to be done, but I didn't get round to it. So all she did, she has the zombie oracle, which I have here. And this one that she created. And she based this a little bit off of the Dreadful Oracle, based on the Penny Dreadful stories from Aries Witchcraft. And she took cards from her deck and created prompts, and Orshi has done the same thing. So totally inspired to, one, promote her own deck as well, but also another fun one. So this is a zombie inspired prompt, a set of prompts. So it's here, you're in my book, I just didn't get to it. So you know that you're going to be moved on a couple pages to be seen seen and completed, ticked off. Decks I use: Ritual Kitchen Tarot, the Gothic Literature Tarot, the Oracle of the Witch's Candle remained on my desk, the Vampire Tarot came out, Ian Daniels version, The Beautiful Creatures and Oracle de Rose, The Gothic Oracle, and Tarot of Spirit was out. Tarot of Spirit was for the Miss Kular's Know the Hand. I talk about it in great depth in that again. Films-wise, I did watch Marvel films, a couple of Marvel films. I also watched Flight Risk, The Pickup, Upload series. That is quite funny, actually. I do enjoy that. I haven't watched it for nearly 8 months probably, so there's a lot to catch up on with that one, so some binge watching involved. And I watched a vampire film, and I've just put Jared Leto there. I don't know what it was called. I've seen it before. It's the one where he's a scientist and he's developing something to cure his blood of a disease or an illness that he has that's going to shorten his lifespan, and ends up becoming a vampire, basically. So if you know, then pop it down below. But I actually thought it was a really good film. I did like it. And you get the good and bad. It's him and his brother from the orphanage that need the same cure. He finds it, doesn't tell his brother. His brother works out that he's got it, and then finds it in his workspace and uses it for himself. And then you have two sides of the coin here. One who's trying to control his cravings and what he's become, and one that really doesn't care and wants to succumb to what he's become. So really interesting like that. And this is here. I've started putting this in just so I can see what weeks they are for when I do my week ahead readings. My cards for September were, as you can see, the Curiouser and Curiouser, Discover Inquiry and Weirdness, the Magician, Make It Happen, You Hold the Keys to Bring It Into Reality. My goodness. Right, go and see my one about Know Thy Hand. The Magician come up so many times in that one, and I talked about it, and I completely, because I didn't read this, so it's in here. I did it months and months ago. I've just copied the pictures, pages, chucked them in here, and I haven't read them. This is me reading them for the first time to reflect on them. That is so real for this month. 41, Free Yourself, absolutely. 12, The Bad Man, Evil Influencer. Watch out for the unhelpful earworms. And then I had a Brighton conference at the end of the month that I went off to do. So the Magician, Make It Happen, absolutely. I had to make everything that I went to conference for happen. Within that, I had to free myself, free my mind. I had to take out the earworms, everyone giving their input for what to do, what not to do, how to behave, how to act. The worry about, am I going to say something wrong? You lose the ability to just be yourself and free flow. So that does actually kind of fit there. It does fit. The bad man is the person on my shoulder, myself probably on my own shoulder, chipping in and making me feel like an Egypt. So yeah. So we had a couple of things there that I was doing, which is that's just private work for my grimoire, creating sigils and whatnots. And then week 1 of September, that is, actually week 37, we have the Lighthouse. So that is the main energy. Then you can see we have the cards around it. So earth, air, fire, water. And then my kind of write-up. And then this like nutshell of everything I've got going on here. That goes on to Instagram. So if you want to know what the full outcome of those are, they are on Instagram rather than me explaining it all to you. We had a week off, I did say. So I'll try and pop the video footage in as well, maybe at this point. And we went to, I had a couple of places on my must go to list. Now, normally my partner takes the days off when this place is shut because it only opens at certain times. So it is the Highwayman Inn near Dartmoor. And this is the front of it. Oh, sorry. This is the front of it. It's a really, really old building. Now, if I say Middle Ages, is that right? 1400s, I want to say. I think this place has been around since 1400s, and it's been slowly added to and expanded, and also I guess it's changed purpose over the years as well. People who own it now have inherited it from the lady's inherited it from her parents. So the parents started it and started making it look like this random fabulous, wonderful, quirky place. This is, so that's one side, and then this is the other side. So it's an L-shaped building, and this is the smallest shop. I think they're calling it the smallest shop in England, and it is, see that window? That is the shop. So you can't go in, you can only view through the window. It's old oddments, trinkets, things that have come from charity shops or been donated. And if you want to purchase, you have to go into the main bar area, and then they can enter it from a back door to take something out of the window if you wish to purchase. There's some creepy things in that window, to be fair. And then the back of the building, so this is the front side of the building, that's the main entrance. When you go in through there, either side are leather couches, and it actually feels like you're sat in a carriage. It's amazing. It's just so bizarre and quirky. The back side of the building looks like this. It looks like a shoe. We also used to have a pub in this area, which I think was called Old Mother Hubbard. And it was a kind of more shoe-shaped place, but it's definitely been knocked down. It doesn't exist anymore, but this is more like the highwayman's boot, I suppose, or shoe. And there's a close-up there of the window. So you can see just how quirky the place is, can't you? And over here we have some amazing architecture just popped in around the door. It's not original, it's been added. But it's just, look at these windows. It's just so kind of weird and bizarre. Now inside it got even weirder. This is inside. This is a table we sat at for lunch, and there's 6 tables, so it's a couple sets of 3. And here is like the bar stools, and then there's some seating here just if you're drinking. There is a ship's bust laid across over there. There is the weirdest looking thing. Well, brings up in the ceiling there. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a head on it and looks like a upside down tentacle, spidery, octopusy, I don't know what to call it. And that is the bar area where they serve from. And there were these little carriages on everything, these brass fixings. Everywhere you looked was just full of something unusual. The outside had this big painting on the front, which I just thought actually it was a really cool painting, so I wanted a close-up of the painting. There we go, it's a better view of the other seats that were there. So you can see you can't eat in these ones, it's just a little bar there to put your drinks in so they don't fall over and sit and talk to somebody else. But yeah, just look at all the kind of, I'm going to call it clutter. Now, despite all the clutter in this place, it was very clean. This was really intriguing. So you could, that's one door out, and then that's a place to sit. So that's actually someone sitting there. And just, like I say, more weird, quirky things, just everywhere you looked. This was one half of the bar. There's another half of the bar, but that'll be in the video footage, hopefully, that I can show you. What do? We went shopping as well. I got some new pajamas. We all like some new pajamas. So I got my Nightmare Before Christmas pajamas. My partner brought me this bag because I've been looking at it for months and months and months, umming and ahhing, and I think basically he bought it to stop me going back in the shop to look at it again next time we go shopping. So I think he had a method to his madness here. So he bought me that. I bought myself some pajamas. We went kind of antique shop browsing and bought this lovely pastry rolling pin. I think it's Port Miriam, I think is the name of what we call that, and it's got a Venus flytrap on it, so really unusual rolling pin. And we had to harvest the garden of apples and pears. We had a bucket of each, and so Richard got down and dirty and made his first apple pie. So it was a proud moment for us. He made an apple pie in his mum's apple pie, upside down apple pie tin or tray. So that was really cool. And there's his pie with his first ever decoration. Yeah, that was really nice. Like, it was a nice thing. It was a really bad weathered day that day as well. So I made like a kind of semi-Christmas dinner with sauerkraut and all the trimmings and things because I love sauerkraut. It's part of me and where I come from. Really enjoyed that. We had a couple of meals out. One of the meals we went out to, so you can see here, we were sat in a booth eating, and we had lovely food in there. But this weird thing, this weird figurine, and it just looked like it followed you. She followed you wherever you went. It was the weirdest carving, and we were the only ones with this carving in the booth, and we only had one of her. She wasn't mirrored. It was just on one side. Anyway, it was very bizarre. We went out, that was when we went out, kind of like antique shopping, browsing, because reclamation yards and things. You can spend all day there. It's like window shopping without, coming home with anything. We also went out for breakfast. We had some amazing breakfasts. I do like to go out for breakfast. Poached eggs, one of my favourite breakfasts out of all of it. And we had these stacked burgers when we were at this place eating. So yeah, that's those. Thank you for listening to that. There's Orshi's tag waiting to go. Then we have the Know Thy Hand project with Miss Kulala here. And as I say, I've explained all of this. This is where I use the Tarot of the Spirit from Pamela and Joy Eakins, available from US Games Mass Market deck. Have I repurposed the same? Oh, I've moved it down, have I? Okay, so week 37 again. No. Got myself in a 2 and 8, have I? Week 37, Lighthouse. See what happens when you don't preview your work. Real-time panic. Here we go. Week 37, Lighthouse. Monday the 1st to Sunday the 7th September. This is what I put. I've got 2 cards here. Oh, should be week 36, Lightning. Right, so that should be week 36. I've pulled the wrong card and called it the wrong name. So that's week 36, not actually week 37. Wow, so it doesn't take a lot to confuse one, does it? Especially somebody as technologically challenged as I. Week 37, we have the Lighthouse then. I've still put this date down though. I'm obviously going to have to go recheck myself. As I say, all of these are on Instagram with my final wrap-ups for the readings. But I have found it really nice using these 4 decks to do this, or 5 decks to do these readings. And I still haven't found the need to swap any of them out yet. So there they shall stay. Week 38, we have the Rose. Felt very kind of timely as the weather was changing. So the garden had turned. The weather was suddenly very cool. So it did feel like it matched in with the way everything was changing. We have this lovely pie. So we had like the darker evenings setting in already, heading into autumn. So again, it all felt very in keeping with the way the world was moving around me. And then week 40, I was away at conference, so I didn't get to do it. So today they're filming is Friday. Now there's no point me doing it because I needed to do it Sunday, ready for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And by the time you get to see this video, as I say, it'll probably be Saturday or Sunday. So went to conference, so that was amazing. Went to Brighton. I presented my poster. I have a thing about Brighton. Well, Brighton hotels. Look at this hotel. I stayed in Doubletrees by Hilton Hotels, and this reminds me of the Art Deco Hilton Hotel, or Art Nouveau, Art Deco, which is a Hilton hotel, but there's an Art Deco cafe attached to it. And this reminds me of that hotel when we stayed there. The staircase, almost identical in feel. I think the carpet's a different colour, but like the railings, the grandness of it, all the coving fixtures and fittings. So yeah. And that was it. That was September in a journal. Okay, this is just a bit of the journey that we took to the Highwayman's Inn. And I just wanted to show some of the beautiful houses that we drove past and the parks and things. Some thatched roof cottages. These are really old stone buildings, and this is out across the moorlands. The weather changes really quickly on the moors here. It goes from sunny to hail to heavy rain, back to sunshine and rainbows in the blink of an eye. It just comes across. So it's a place where you need to be case in point. And there's a beautiful thatched cottage there. And here we are. Now this is in the car park. I didn't really have to play this as a child. Oh, my inner child was itching to go in there, but it was all set up. There's a tea set in there. We've got the old lady playing her bagpipes.
Wow, that's pretty.
I don't know what significance all of that is in there, but it's just amazing to have a look round, you know, look in the windows at the random bits of items and knickknacks that have been collected and put in there for our enjoyment. This is the back of the pub.
No idea.
We've got these huge red shoe branches. They're massive. to the main hall. You have to go out onto the pavement with all the, that's not even a pavement, is it? It's the road, the tarmac. And here we are, here it is. Now this is a quick view inside. There was just too much to look at. So many crevices. It's dark and wonderful and exploratory. And there's all weird things built into the walls, little seats, nooks, places to hide, places to sit, places for privacy. Really, really cool. That's the menu. Probably going too quickly for you to see. All these old chairs and furniture, and again, just found little stairs and steps and places to go and not trip over if you've had one too many beers. And this is the main bar area. Then here we have another area where they have rooms, next to the witch's corner. We've also got the, I don't know what you call it, like a little den. So lots of astrological things with tarot cards and stuff down here. I think we'll go to the den next. Oh no, this is the tunnel. Look at this, you can sit in here. And that's a water wheel at the end with a beautiful tree of life kind of put over it. But you can hear the water down there. Imagine going in there and having a little seance. Really old chairs, look at this, pieces of wood for the bar. They've got wanted pictures and posters all over the place. It's really, really quirky. And here we go to the Minotaur. Look at this. Honestly. Amazing. Little things here. You can't go in here. But they've got like the disco light up floor. Cats. Look at him. Just like I say, too many things to look at and take in all at once. Yeah, and this is the witch's corner, tarot corner. Green man, some cards. Yep, cushions are really amazing. There was a witch there. Then we've got this is the carriage I spoke about. So this is the entrance and exit. See how it's made to look like a real carriage? It's just amazing. And then coming out, we've got all this extra building here and the amazing frontage of this, really. There's a house across the road that you can rent. Oh, I forgot about the fairy nook, yes. Coming back to the fairy nook. So all of these are hidden in one part of the wall. It's just a piece of tree embedded, and then all these holes filled with fairies and goblins and elves, I suppose, and whatever else you want to call them. And treasures, lots of treasures hidden in there, and coins and things. I guess offerings in many aspects. And on the way back, we drove past a cemetery. So endeth my journey. Now, the Flickering Cauldron are doing what looks like a Moon Guide series of magazines. They are £2.99, and obviously it's an e-book series or e-magazine. You pay £2.99, you get your link, and then you can open it and read through. I think we were all sent a sample for the August one, so I didn't see one for September, but here we are in October, and I guess because October would be the Witch's New Year in theory, it would make sense it starts here in October. So here it is. I'm not going to go through and talk about too much of it, but I am going to flash you some pictures in it, because obviously this is the current one. So if you want to read this, I do recommend you can get it. And obviously now that it's in an ebook format, it doesn't matter where in the world you are, you can also download this if you like what you see. And they have also announced that they are going to do some of their grimoire chapters online. I think the grimoire chapters are approximately, let's say 45 to 55 pages each, I think, off the top of my head, so don't quote me. And then you can download those. I think there may be, I might have spotted 6 on the website so far. I'm not sure how much they are each, but there's a lot of work into those. So instead of the paper formats, again, now they are ebook, e-journal format, so you can download them, print them, save them, put them together, and have them all online in your Kindles or on your tablets or your phone, wherever you choose to put them. I keep mine on my Google Drive, as it happens, just where I find it easiest to store things. Seems to be the one that I can work, put it that way. So the guide to the October moon. So you get an introduction, you get information about the hunter's moons and crystals and things that you can use with it. They talk about deities. I am flicking through quickly because I don't want anyone trying to screen grab a lot of this information, because there's a lot of time and effort gone into this. There's lots of these beautiful images in here. You also get information about the tree associated. So we have like the oak moon here. Plant intentions, root your energy and let the quiet oak guide your growth. What is the oak moon? So it then tells us about the October new moon arriving at the turning point of the year. So it's really interesting information in here, I find. You get your spiritual meanings, your witching significances, spirit animals to work with, everything. Kind of, it is really like more an online grimoire to working with the moon. This is almost what I was trying to build up and collate information for over all these years. And here it is. So guess what? They've cut out all the hard work for me. It's here. I can just put all these together and keep them in my ebook, and they don't take up room on my shelf. So that's really nice. Obviously, we have colours and things that we talk about with the seasonal colours. Again, deities, elements, magic. You get rituals to do in here, things that you can cook, things to make, protection spells, if you want to call it that. And as I say, this should be, I think, I don't know if it's going to be, you know, sometimes when you're creating these things, they become every other month, and then you come around to year 2 and then you get the alternate months because the information, doesn't change a lot for what's going on in these. However, we shall see what goes on with this. It might be that there's one next month. And they have also just released a magazine. I haven't bought it yet, but I think that was $2.99 as well. I have to go back to the website and have a look. But there's an online e-magazine. Looks like that's got even more stuff, not this, different information in it. So I do need to go purchase and have a read of that one. It looks very good. The ones they did 2 years ago, well, just packed with information, but they wouldn't run on my mobile devices, which I found a bit disappointing. I couldn't go up and down in pages. It wouldn't let me do that. It didn't like the program or something that they were made in. So for me, it was very glitchy, but these ones now, they are moving and sliding. So whoever the creator is on these, big thumbs up. Thank you very much to the, was it a Pixie? Did you have a little Pixie? I can't remember now. That used to email me about them. So this one, yep, go have a look on their website. So you can all look at these. You could all get their e-magazines if you want something witchy to read. That's available to you. That's a little plug. Now into their moon diary, which you all know is my ride or die for however many years this has been out. So 2025, September. September came, went, and didn't get filled in. But, you know, we went on leave, so I gave myself time off on leave and basically used it to mark out what I did on my week off. So this one is the Virgo Witch, coming in on the Virgo Witch. Tells us about her. We've got the gemstones, talismans, colours, things for organised spell work, bits about being an earth element, Virgo Witch, herbology, energy, cleansing rituals, and some other bits and bobs in there. We have the Vine, which is the grapevine for September. My grapes actually didn't ripen. I'm very disappointed. And the vine looked like it started to die just before we got to the good bit. Disappointing. We have information here about the swan. So the swan is the bird, obviously, that we can see here as well for the zodiac sign. And then I've just come into my normal bits and bobs here. Oh yeah. It feels like it was so long ago. I've actually put here, Lenormand is sucking the joy from doing my readings. Isn't that interesting? I was going to do retrospective thoughts on my cards here. Didn't bother. Yeah, so I'm still pulling, or still trying to pull the Lenormand cards, write a bit about it, and then come back and write what actually happened. So the green is what actually happened usually. Usually that's what it is, but I clearly stopped doing that. Sun, bear, fish, stork, rider. So we've got here new, dominant, prosperity, improving news. That's the day we went to the Highwayman Inn. I don't think we had any news that day. I can't remember now. I don't recall having news. May or may not have done. There you go. Take a break. Take a break, put it down. September harvest moon and some lovely rituals. The new moon and the justice card here. There we go. Know thyself. Got up to week 2, so I was keeping on top of things. all the exciting stuff, wax jacket shopping. It's a really important part of this part of the world. Just to stay dry in the winter. Mabon, autumn equinox. Do you know, I was literally so busy this month with work stuff that I missed everything. I missed the moons because there were some quite prominent moons. I didn't miss people's moods. I absolutely picked up on people's moods, definitely. And mine went awry at one point as well, which was interesting. But I missed like the marking of the equinox. I missed the markings of the moon. It's like so many things at this time of year that I'm normally all over. Just kind of like went like that. Shoo. And out the door. And then, you know, I stopped. So we have a medieval prosperity spell. Again, because I stopped here and didn't get anywhere, I've missed these bits of the book. So this is lovely, a little medieval prosperity spell. I mean, perhaps that's something I can do at another point, under the next moon or something. Oh, okay, Kickstarters. What happened? Still waiting for the Oraculum Oracle. Still waiting for the Sacred Feminine and Wisdom Oracles. Still waiting for the Veiled Path. I'm so sad. The Mandalevian Oracle, which was in one of my Hungry Eyes videos, suddenly turned up on Kickstarter randomly. I had no idea it was there. So I backed it. Oh, obviously, I'm going to, right? Because it's out of print. And it didn't make it. It didn't make backing. So I need to go over to her Instagram page and see, because I think she's taking pre-orders on her private website instead, to see if she can fund a small print for people that wanted it. It only got 67 backers. I honestly can't believe it only got 67 backers. It is the coolest project ever. It's based on a periodic table. It's got like 90 or 115 cards, somewhere in that region, all based on the elements of the periodic table. So you learn about the periodic table while you're working. They're all hand drawn. The things that she draws and the names that she gives and the reason for giving it and the keywords all match into that periodic table element as well. So, I mean, it's just the most fantastic project. And she's so passionate about it. I really felt for her. You could see she was trying not to cry in her video when she announced that it hadn't made its, you know, its goals, even one of its goals. Especially when you see AI decks full of drivel making it with, like, you know, 400% backings. It was just so sad, so sad. Anyway, if anyone wants to know about the Mandalevian project, please go and look it up on Kickstarter, and then follow her over and see about helping out with some pre-orders. The Misfit Divas came up from, and I also the Morok Oracle for the Mini Rebels in the same backing. So got those pre-orders. I'm still waiting on Memento Mori. The Glyph Oracle from Etsy arrived. Hannah Horror House. I don't know why I wrote Hannah Horror House, because she doesn't ship to the UK, so I don't know why that's on there. And I think it's called Moonflowers Tarot. Some naughty wee person influenced me into buying that one. Waiting for that one. And then again, this one's like, it's grown, isn't it? Definitely grown, but I think this might be my list. Hexen 5.0, Penny Dreadful Oracle, the Goth Skeleton Oracle, the Book of Secrets and deck. Book of Secrets and deck, that is Amethyst Ascension. So is that one. That one is Aries Witchcraft, so make playing cards. Peculiar Pathways Tarot and Oracle deck. They are just so yummy. I really would like those. We just have to see, because clearly I can't control myself. The Bonestone Mass Market is coming. I don't have to worry about that. I can get that whenever. The Grim Tales Mass Market, I can get that again whenever. I've seen someone show it. Looks amazing, but the book doesn't tell you what the artwork on the cards are from, which tale. A little bit disappointed. Folio Oracle Mass Market. Yes, I can get that whenever. I'm not worried. The Botanical Dreams Oracle. Again, I can sit back on my laurels for that one, because I think some of these might fulfill those criteria. The Dream Song Oracle. Again, I think some of these might fulfill that criteria. Tell Me You Love Me Oracle Mass Market. That one just looks so beautiful. People keep showing it. Stop showing it, and then I can take it off my list. Miss Kulala has created an oracle on make playing cards. Oh, I tell you, that looks, that is something. That is something that she has made. And the Book of Secrets, again, I can't talk that one down. That one is something. It's the book that has been written, that's taken 2 years to write, to go with that deck. That's amazing. So between Miss Kulala, Amethyst Ascension, and Courtney, Aries Witchcraft, you've kind of like dominated my list for Make playing cards. And I'd also really like some new desk mats. They're on my wish list. So, yo. Go get yourself a drink. You know it's going to be a long one. She started talking. She's not even got the decks out yet. So, quick touch in on Know Thy Hand. So it was this one where I overlaid tracing paper onto my hand, and then each week 1, 2, 3 sketched out the bits that came with the worksheets to do. Used the deck for the spreads. Fantastic deck. The book is where it sat with this deck. I think I've said that so many times now. I can't impress enough on how magical the writing is in the book, even the artwork in the cards. I don't know how people create this and write what's, you know, the level of what's in that book to be so precise and spot on and hit where it needs to hit. So I was using this not to interpret the cards. I just put the cards down and read the book. And the book told me what the cards were telling me to answer the questions, and they answered them correctly. So the synchronicity, the you're being watched, spidey senses, absolutely. This deck is just gorgeous. If you get the chance to pick this up from US Games, I 100% advise all of you to get this, because Pamela Akins has a channel, and on there she does deep dives into each card, so you can go and study each card with her. And the book that comes with this is absolutely hefty. It's a whopper. Have I read it? Absolutely not. But it's there. I have it if I need it, because one day I will. But for the meantime, I can just watch her channel videos. Okay, sorry about the wobbles. So this one, as I say, stayed on my desk. Oracle of the Witch's Candle from Libra Moon Ink. Love this one. Working with it with a tarot deck. So let's get the tarot deck down as well to put with it. I did show it last month though, spoiler alert. Okay, so this is the Kickstarter deck that I backed for the Ritual Kitchen Witch, based in London. I know, I backed an RWS deck. Don't be shocked, because it's the colouring, right? It's all about the colouring and the style. So she drew these. But together, I really like these. They are kind of becoming a very definite bonded pair. Although this works with many of my decks because it's got that kind of feel, grunginess to it. Gritty, weird vibes that people might associate to it. There's some demon oracle coming out along the same lines by Libra Moon. I only know that because she leaked it on her Medieval Serpent and Peacock Facebook page. As in, she showed a card and said this would be good for this deck. I'm like, aha, aha. So that's maybe the next deck I need to save for that's coming from you. They do have some Lenormands and things out at the moment, but as I can't read Lenormand, it seems like a waste of time for me to be investing too much into them. But yeah, there are. If you like Lenormand, she's got some amazing Lenormand cards coming out and sets, and the book that goes with Lenormand also looks amazing. Now, I did put the Gothic Literature Tarot out as well for my daily pulls. Did I say those were other ones of my daily cards? Out for my daily cards. I think I only used it once or twice as it turned out, and I'm not sure quite what the reason was for that. I think it's just because I really enjoyed pulling the other two together, as I said, like an almost bonded pair. But I brought this one out because I was waiting to get this one out. But this one, just to say, felt like this. So this book pouch that I got from the Mad Witch, from her shop, had this vibe on it, and I think she said even herself it was that button there that gave her this deck. Now she's gone and made a deck pouch as well. My eyes are closed, but I've got this one, and I have this lovely pouch which is on my desk with the books in that I want to, so when I'm ready to pick them up, I'm going to read them by the fire. They're there. Let's just dump that one over there, and then show this deck off regardless because it's gorgeous. It's just, I mean, this butter. I don't think you call this rose petal. If this is what rose petal is, then everyone else has got it so wrong. It's ridiculous. This is all I can say. This is just so buttery, silky, the softest. It does actually, yeah, it does feel like a real rose petal. It is the most beautiful, smooth, soft cardstock I own. Nothing else compares to this, and I mean nothing. So Syrian Shadow, I don't know what you did, but these are just a delight to handle, an absolute delight to handle. The deck is gorgeous. It's gorgeous and dark and moody and fits everything I've been feeling, but I don't know why I wasn't pulling it. So it was in my box. It'll probably stay there for next month or this month. We're already in this month. It's August already. Like, I just, oh, look at that face. I mean, yes. So we have this one, but again, as I say, I didn't really use it, so I can't talk too much about it. As for my Lenormand, I carried on using the same deck as the last 2 months, which is the outer print one by Arturian. So I'm not going to bother showing that one again this month because I'm just going to be showing you things that you already know about. And as I said before, this box is where I keep my dailies, and then I've got like a second box for other things, which is even bigger. So can I, is there anything on my desk that I don't want you to see? I don't want you to do that. Excuse me if I make you feel sick. There. This box then has everything else set up in it. So let's have a look at what's in there, shall we? So as I said, I was working with this. So the Dawn Michelle practice. Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head what we were doing now. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. And it's based on like the 4 areas, like the rose, the thorn, the monster, and the beauty, I think. So here's my main deck. Here's my second deck that I was using to work with all of this. And then we had the Gothica, of course. So these all worked beautifully together. You can see there's a very definite, so it just totally fitted my vibe. And then we had the Scorned Oracle from Duck Soup, independent maker, on the end there. Just appreciate these, shall we, without going too much into detail. Clearly, I did the irritating thing of putting things away upside down. So 5 of Cups, Regret, 10 of Grails, Breath, Spirit, and Theatre of Life, Internal Drama. I think they went quite well. The 7 of Swords, the Fool with Dracula, Addiction, and Mysterious Personage, Hidden Depths. So we've got the 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Skulls, the Monster with Victim, and Mortar and Pestle, Meditation. It's one of the deck I put down with all of this. That's this one. I think I swapped this one out. Pop this one in. So let's look again. 3 of Cups with the Hierophant, Decisions, and Scissors. Paranormal, so it's an extra card in this deck. I think there's 2 extra cards in there. The Paranormal Curiosity with the Lord of Scepters, Carousel, here we go around again, Skeleton, Issues from the Past. If you don't close or fix what causes you to repeat cycles, you're going to go around again. They'll just come back and bite you in the arse. Or maybe even ancestral clothings, right? 2 of Wands, the Empress, Trickery, Disguise, False Friend. Look out for them in the trickery. You have to make that decision. Who are they? 7 of Cups, Delusions, with 3 of Grails. Remember? And Handcuffs, Self-Entrapment. I think he looks like a willing self-entrapment there though, doesn't he? Willing participant. Judgment, Opportunity with Daughter of Knives, which would be 9 of Swords. Magic and Turtle for Spirituality. Interesting. So those were the Dawn Michelle practice. What else have we got? Now I did do a spread with these. I can't remember what it was for. I think it was just a random one-off spread and I didn't record it anywhere, but I think I need to mention them anyway. 1, it was a new deck that came in. 2, they're amazing. 3, this is the person that's now on Kickstarter with the Misfits of Divas Oracle, for which you can get, there was a limited edition mini of the Oracle that goes with this one, which I didn't buy previously. So I managed to snag the limited edition mini because I backed the Misfits of Divas Oracle. So we have the Badass Gardener with the Empress, and the Peacekeeper for the King of Cups. 3rd, I Spy for High Priestess, and Heart Stirrer, Page of Cups. The Free Radical for the Fool, and the Tide Turner, Queen of Cups. The Oh Crap Moment for the Tower. It does that, just really makes me laugh. And the Turning Point, 2 of Swords. I love the fact that that's even pointing at the oh crap moment. That's my turning point right there. The Reality Dropout to the Hanged Man. And the Nap is Calling, 4 of Swords. So yeah, I did play with these a little bit, not a lot. And there was another deck that arrived, which again, that Hungry Eyes for Tarot hashtag landed me in a little bit of bother, because I picked decks that were no longer available and then the damned things came available. So this one turned out it's actually on mass market. Tarot Emblemata. I thought it wasn't. I thought it was only an indie deck, and last time I looked it was an indie deck and it was very expensive. And then somebody said, oh no, by the way, that's a mass market deck, you can get that. So I haven't played with it yet, but it's here. And I liked the symbols. So you have the Fortune Favours the Bold, so you've got it in 2 languages, and then you have your card number. On the back, it's linen finish. Master skills through great labour and diligence for the Magician. Let's go a few further up. This is the way to enter into glory for the Hierophant. Again, another great deck. I just really like the simplicity of this and the extra words. I'm really liking words on decks, basically. Carry fire in one hand and water in the other for temperance. So getting your alchemical balance. 6 of Wands, victory to those who overcome. 10 of Wands, what oppresses the good. Go down a bit further. 2 of Swords, look at that. Ready for both. I'm always stuck in that 2 of Swords moment. Page of Swords, learn justice by admonition. 5 of Pentacles, a poor man fallen down. So help him up, right? Give alms. 9 of Pentacles, unmeasurable bountifulness and liberality. And we'll stop there, shall we? King of Pentacles, the stars show to kings the way to follow. Just at the back. A couple of extras. We've got sovereignty, regeneration, libations, the caduceus, and an ancestors card. So I didn't even know they were back there. So those are my newbies. I think that's it. I think I've come to the end of everything that I have to say. So thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed the little detours and trips and vlog bits about my week off. Until the next one, take care. Bye bye. Haha, why am I picturing you or showing you pictures of fruit? You may be asking. Well, my lovelies, these are what's left of the apples. We had enough to make, I think we made 3 apple pies, a massive bowl of stewed apples, and this is what's left from the garden. So we had different sizes. I think there was about 3 or 4 different varieties that came in. These are the smallest of the pears that are left over. So these ones are just going a little bit soft now. My neighbour so we have these pears in our garden, but ours didn't go. His did. So neighbour gave us another bucket of these pears. So I've got to find a poached pear recipe or something to cook all these pears up. Yep, so that's that. From a gardening perspective, this stem here of my aloe vera plant, which I thought died, suddenly sprouted about 9 or 11 kind of baby plants off of it, and it's still going. So I've repotted it, but then I realised I've repotted it in the wrong soil. So experiment now. We'll just see what happens, because look, a couple of the leaves just didn't like it. But all the other babies that came off this are here. There we go, that's better. Get some light on the matter. But again, these are all in the wrong soil, so I'm gutted. I hope that these aren't going to all vanish and disappear on me. Another one there, look, much bigger. Where am I? This one? This is much bigger. And then we got this one. I've got 2 in this plant pot and a cactus one there. And this one again, look, he's not liking the soil. They're very dry at the moment, but we'll have to see. So I'm hoping I'm not going to lose those. That would be just terrible if that happens. Not what I'm hoping for. Yeah. From a garden perspective, I'm really gutted. Can you see all that there? That kind of died off a month ago on this beautiful Acer. Just this bit. The rest of it's pure green. And if I head over there to that one, same thing. Just one part of it died off. You can see it, the brown versus the red. I don't know why. It's just the most bizarre thing. Answers on a postcard if anyone knows. So we did get down and we've tidied up ready for winter. We've removed all the brambles, all the ivy from the wall, cut back. So these are the quince bushes, completely cut them back. You can see the green, so they're going to definitely give off fruit next year. Unfortunately, I don't like quince, so I don't know what to do with them. Left a couple of pears for the fae folk, if you like, for want of a better word, because you shouldn't take the fruit after the 16th of September, I think is the folklore tradition. I'm not quite sure why, but so they got left because they were still there on the 16th. I think it must be something to do with the harvest moons. And a couple of apples left, and there's a few that have dropped that we didn't gather. I don't remember there being this many on the tree actually that I left behind. Apparently we did. So yeah, so you can see they've all been kind of cut back, cleared. This just all looks a lot clearer. And then some more apples over there on the tree. And let's go and have a look at the state of my grapevine. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Because I've been away at conference, I didn't know this had happened. Oh my gosh. I might actually get a bunch of grapes. That's a huge bunch of grapes. And this one's not so great. But look, there's some on there. Let's have a look. Make sure it's completely clean. It's got spiderweb on it. Ugh. Nobody wants to see that. Nothing in there. I can't get that bloody web off. Can you see it? No, you can't. I can. It's kind of attached to my fingers. Right. Oh, they got pips and they're very sour. That's what I'm going to say. Oh, very, very sour. So we shall see. But I did get grapes, people. So we are going to have to dig this out this year. I'm really sad to say. So that's our Japanese lantern. It was more like a tree than a bush, but it's just humongous. it's died off. It's completely died off, so we do need to take it out of the ground, stop it developing any problems with any of the other plants, and maybe do something with this whole area. Yeah, so I'll have to do that. And this is the weird thing. This is normally blue. It's the brightest, weirdest shade of blue I've ever seen. This year, it's everything but blue. It's pink. It's turned multicoloured. And the weirdest shade of multicoloured at that. No blue plants this year. No, they're purple, pink. So these change colour when the soil changes acidity, I believe. So there's definitely something going on in the world to make them change. Have a look at this. So yeah, we've agreed we've got to I don't know, burn that out, sort it out, get rid of it all. We just can't keep that. That's just in a right old mess. That's got to be dealt with. And the holly tree is humongous. We need to halve that in size, or bring it down even maybe to a third of its size. Perhaps to bush out a bit further down here. Might be nice. And then my flower beds need to just be prepared, ready for the winter, ready to shut the garden down as we move into the colder months. So I've got this thing. What was a eight-legged freak there. Lemon balm's died off, that's unusual. Peonies need cut back. Yeah, this peony definitely needs a bit of TLC. Got strawberry mints. Need some weeding in there. Where's my... I did have Love in the Mist here. Not Love in the Mist. Lonely Heart. Had one there, had a white one, and I had a pink one. And they've all gone. And they've vanished. Vanished. This thing, look at the size of it, it's huge. Oh dear. Yeah, we don't need to dwell on them for too much longer. I'm less freaked out by them, providing I don't walk through their web and have them stuck to my head. Then I get really freaked out. Anyone else? Lavender, so I did cut that back. I gave it the round bush cutback that you're supposed to do to lavender. It looks like it's going to do well, so it's got bigger in size, and it looks like it's going to maybe sprout nicely next year. So that's good to know. It smells amazing when you hit it. Thyme is doing fantastic. That thyme is doing fantastic, and my orange thyme never came back. Yeah. I think for the most part that is the garden. Here comes Marjorie. She's looking old, isn't she? She's not that old though. I think it's the boxer side of her. Females' muzzles go grey much quicker than males. Nature's cruel. Even to female dogs, eh? Oof, dirty look. Yeah, so there's the other side of this tree that's kind of half died off. Really disappointed. I don't know. I don't want to lose that tree as well. I think it's a red ash. We shall see. Let's hope this winter isn't cruel. My cherry tree's doing very well up there. But yeah,